We get quite a few inquiries from parents which are very keen to send their kids to UK or to English-speaking countries to get British education.
Yeah.
Would you say that your school is the right place to have this start?
Online, but we make a point with our school, this is so crucial. They're not on their computers all day. So, for example, we're about 3 times cheaper, 4 times cheaper than traditional private school. We suit the type of learners that have the discipline to do self-study. But we also suit type of learners where traditional school is.
Distance learning is gaining popularity faster than ever, and it's easy to see why. It's flexible, convenient, and cost-effective. Today, students can enroll in top international schools without leaving home, and even earn prestigious British qualifications like GCSEs and A-levels entirely online. One of the best choices available out there is Minerva Virtual Academy, a cutting-edge online school with a British curriculum. In this video, we'll take a closer look at how it all works. Let's get started.
Firstly, you can come to our school from anywhere in the world. So you can receive a world-class British education with British qualifications wherever you're based, okay? Around the world.
And we get quite a few inquiries from parents which are very keen to send their kids to UK or to English-speaking countries to get British education, but that they're not emotionally and morally prepared to do so just yet, you know? Would you say that your school is the right place to have this start?
Absolutely, and from 11 you could be doing it.
From 11, yeah.
So by 14, they could be emotionally prepared to come to the UK because they've had the kind of education that we prepare children for boarding for schools in the UK. Look, our head of middle school, which is in charge of the 11 to 13-year-olds, he's been at the Dragon as deputy head, which is one of the biggest feeders for Eton, Wellington, Harrow.
Yeah.
So we're preparing children. We want to keep them, but if we after 2-3 years they're ready now to go off to British boarding schools or move to the UK and go to day independent schools, we give them that perfect foundation, and we've got the teachers that do that, the leaders that do that, but also the education and the curriculum. So it's a great preparing ground for that. But if we look at the more traditional route, which maybe you were getting at, for slightly older kids, again, if they're 14, 15, 16, our school, GCSEs, British education, they're in a great position to come to the UK for sixth form.
Yeah, exactly.
A-levels, which is,
and start boarding.
And start boarding, 16 to 18,
Yeah, because British education and the system itself is very different to, say, post-Soviet Union country system, So you need to be ready.
Yeah.
You need to prepare yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
To perform well.
And you need a good level of English, right?
And that too.
And so why not start young? The younger you're starting, the better your English is going to be.
British education continues to be one of the most highly regarded school systems in the world, and year after year, the families we work with confirm its value. With its strong academic foundations, diverse subject choices, excellent university preparation, and emphasis on critical thinking and analytical skills, it's no surprise that parents see it as the ideal choice for their children.
For decades now, it's been, it was one of the most sought after types of education for secondary, I would not necessarily primary, but anything from the age of 11 and up, and particularly our qualifications, which you take at 16 years old, GCSEs, and the qualifications you take at 18, A-levels. They are sought after worldwide. Now, all the top universities in the world want them.
Exactly.
And they are respected the same amount as, a good American high school diploma, or the international baccalaureate, which is becoming more popular around the world. But the A-levels are in the same league.
For many parents, giving their child a British secondary education isn't just a goal, it's a dream. And the good news, we can make it happen. Whether you see us as magicians or just experts in international education, take your pick. We're here to turn that dream into reality. There's a lot to consider: understanding what's best for your child, setting goals, choosing the right school and program, preparing all the paperwork, passing entrance exams and interviews. If you go through this process alone, it can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to do it alone. At Mariardi, we handle it all. Just leave a request using the link in the description, and we'll take care of the rest. We truly live in an incredible time when international education is more accessible than ever, no matter where a child lives or what their circumstances are.
Of course. But the world is changing, and more and more children are able to be comfortable learning, interacting online. But we make a point with our school, this is so crucial. They're not on their computers all day. They are on their computer 4 hours maybe. Okay. The rest they are outside. The rest they are maybe playing with their friends locally, interacting. You know, at our school, Minerva's Virtual Academy, you can join at 11 and stay with us all the way till 18, and along that way, get a fantastic British education, including all the life skills that we've just been speaking about. But on top of that, get your GCSEs at 16 and your A-levels at 18, which prepare you for any good university in the world.
What if someone wants to get the GCSE in 14? Like my daughter got GCSE in Spanish when she was 14 and a half.
Yeah, so that's something we do.
Yep.
And
so
something that we oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, you know, we're perfectly set up for that. The way we're flexible, the way we're online, children can study and get their GCSE or get qualifications ahead of their age group. So we have some extremely gifted students who are taking A-levels at a very young age. And a traditional school could not support that. It's too much to handle. But a school like ours, it's very possible.
The decisions are always made by the academic team. So Lawrence, the headmaster, and Jack, our deputy academic, will sit down and review the case and see whether the student's up to it. And we can, of course, introduce more advanced topics and more advanced subjects to students at a younger age.
Minerva Virtual Academy follows the IGCSE curriculum set by Cambridge Assessment and Pearson Edexcel. And here's the best part. You don't need to live in the UK or hold British citizenship to earn this qualification. Everything you need to prepare for the exams is delivered entirely online. In the GCSE program, students study key subjects such as mathematics, English, biology, chemistry, and physics as part of their core curriculum.
It creates incredible opportunities for families. So, for example, we're about 4 times cheaper than traditional private school.
Affordability.
Exactly. We're an affordable option. And you don't have to send your child, if you're based in Europe or around the world, you don't have to send your child to British boarding school. You could keep them at home, near you, and you can give them a British education, a top-class British education for a fraction of the price. But you're also preparing them, if you do want to send them when they're older, to a British boarding school or a similar kind of option. So it's a great preparation route, but it's also more affordable, and you get that high-quality education, but keeping your child back near where you live or where you live.
Impressive.
Fraction of the price. In the region of £7,000?
Yes, in the region of £7,000.
Per year?
Yeah, per year, exactly.
Per year. Just to give you an idea, dear viewers, on average, day schooling in private schools, roughly in the region of 20,000. Isn't it? Yeah, 20. So it's 3 times.
Exactly.
3 times
and
less.
Boarding is nearly 40,000 now.
Boarding is nearly, especially for international students.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with that, you get the same amount of GCSEs. So typically 9 GCSEs.
Okay.
Or 8. You know, you might want to do one less.
It depends.
Or 3 A-levels or 4 A-levels. You know, it's the same result, academic result, achievement, qualifications. It's the same.
One of the advantages of the online school is the interactive approach to lessons. Even though classes are held online, students join virtual classrooms where they can interact with each other. For some, this level of interaction is enough. For others, it may not be. And the Academy's founders are open about this reality.
And that's because some kids, they need
lack of attention,
physical interaction. Some kids can't learn on their own. They need help the whole time, guidance. We suit the type of learners that have the discipline to do self-study. But we also suit type of learners where traditional school just doesn't suit them, whether it's because their mental health or they have special needs or their learning style that we discussed.
Let's be real, some kids might struggle a bit, especially if they need constant motivation and a teacher by their side to keep them on track. But parents, here's the good news. Self-discipline isn't something kids are just born with. It's a skill, and like any skill, it can be developed with practice and the right guidance.
That's a skill we can also teach.
It's a skill, actually.
It's a skill, but it's so all the student really needs is a desire to, or a need for a fresh start. And if the traditional system's not working, we can teach the skills that they need to start studying on their own. So at MVA, every student gets a personal mentor, which is actually pretty unique across certainly online schools, but even private schools.
Yeah.
The fact that a child has a dedicated person that is there to help them not only with their academic growth, but with their personal growth, their well-being.
It's like a tutor,
It's like a tutor, but it's looking after them. Also, like, what are you doing on the holidays? Do you need help with work experience? Do you need, what hobbies are you interested in? Making sure they're developing, as full-rounded individuals.
Once a week.
So once a week, that's good, okay.
And when some of the students join,
track,
yeah, we do keep track. When some students join, some are naturally quite, will fit into our way of learning quite naturally, working through the work on our virtual learning platform, going into live lessons with their teachers. Some need a bit more help getting up to speed, but the mentor could spend the first 6 months working on their self-study skills, working on their organizational skills, so they get up to speed, and then they're off. And these are the skills that help them in the workplace.
Of course.
We could spend hours discussing the advantages of international schools, but one thing that truly stands out is the quality of the teaching staff. At many schools, over 40% of teachers hold advanced degrees, so their expertise is unquestionable. But what really makes a difference is their approach. They are not just educators, they are mentors. They are always open to questions, encourage discussion, and provide extra support when needed. Beyond academics, teachers in international schools often support students in a broader sense, offering guidance beyond the classroom. This is why at Mariati, when we recommend a school or university, we carefully consider the teaching approach and the level of support students receive. If you want to find an institution where your child will feel supported and thrive, leave a request with Mariati. You'll find our contact details in the description below. And of course, no discussion about British education would be complete without mentioning the fantastic range of extracurricular activities and clubs.
I also would mention this extracurricular education, which is very typical, isn't it?
So the British really, over the last 100 years, have really tried to promote the idea of the all-round education.
All-round.
Is something that almost every top British school will provide for the students. And it is, you're right, it's not just about the subjects and the teaching, it's about what happens around the core curriculum.
Life skills.
Life skills.
Yes.
Yeah, communication skills, stuff like public speaking, developing those skills, teamwork, collaboration, developing those skills.
Critical thinking. You mentioned the extracurricular activities. Can you give me some examples? I'm quite curious.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
what can you do
like
online?
All good schools, we do things like
chess club, for instance.
World Changers. Yeah, I'll give you exactly. We have a project called World Changers where children solve world problems together, non-curricular. But extracurricular, you nailed it. Chess club. That's run by a head of middle school. Very, very popular. We have art club, photography club, film club, and Young Entrepreneurs Club, which I run personally. So I run that every Monday.
Makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm trying to build a new generation of entrepreneurs inspired by my own story, which was launching this school and growing as we are. So, which is really exciting. So that's just some of the things.
Just a quick reminder, our channel is packed with videos covering all sorts of topics and formats. We don't just review schools and courses, we also offer virtual tours, interviews, in-depth discussions, and rankings. So, if you prefer to take your time and do your research first, that's completely understandable. Watch our videos, and when you're ready, leave a request for your consultation using the links in the description.
Can I also mention, let me just not promote your skills and expertise. You are very experienced in online tutoring, right? So the school is quite young, but you've been in the business.
Exactly.
Online education business for some time now, right?
That's right. I run, my other company is called Minerva Tutors, and we've been delivering online tutoring for 10 years. So, and as well as
What's
that,
the range of subjects?
we teach all subjects, all ages, all subjects, all ages.
Okay.
And that is your typical hourly tuition, like a tutoring agency, based in the UK as well, but we have families all over the world.
So if someone interested in that product as well,
get in touch.
Get in touch. Okay.
Absolutely.
And the two also merge, so whilst students are at school, if they need any extra help in any of the subjects of the online school, we can find a private tutor.
Oh, that's a good point.
Russian, for example.
That's a good point.
Russian GCSE, you come to our school, we don't currently offer it at the school, but we have 3 students at the school taking Russian GCSE with our tutoring business.
But
you
can fit into the timetable just quite easily because, well, the companies work from the same office, so we can sort that out, no problem.
Perfect.
It's also the same for English support. So if you are slightly lacking with English language and you need to get your English language up to a certain level, we have...
Over the summer, for instance.
Yeah, over the summer, exactly. We have tutors available to teach one-on-one English.
Okay.
Was this video helpful for you? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments or just give it a thumbs up. A huge thank you to everyone who stuck around until the end. We'll see you again very soon.